Saul said to David, "Go, and the Lord will be with you." In other words, good luck, man. So Saul wants to make sure now that David wins. So he wants to dress him up in all this armor. Because if David loses, it's not only David that's losing, it's a whole nation that's losing. So there's a lot riding on this battle. Okay? Then Saul dressed David in his own tunic. He put a coat of armor on him, a bronze helmet on his head. David fastened on his sword over his tunic and tried walking around because he wasn't used to it. So can you imagine like this skinny guy? I mean, he was fit, but it was like a skinny fit. It wasn't like a husky with like this pounds of armor on it. You can imagine how he was just like walking in this, and he's not used to them, right? And it continues to say, "I can't go in these," he said to Saul, "because I am not used to them." So he took it off. He took it off. I was about to say the person next to take it off. It's not good. But this is a perfect example. Okay, this is a perfect example to be yourself. Because we cannot wear the expectations of other people. We got to take it off. And that's what David did. David stripped down and he went back to what he knows. And he continues, Then he took his staff in his hand, chose 5 smooth stones from the stream. 5 smooth stones. And for all you Bible nerds out there, 5 is the number of grace. Then he took 5 smooth stones from the stream, put them in the pouch of his shepherd's bag, and with his sling in his hand, approached the Philistine. He approached Goliath. Meanwhile, the Philistine, with his shield bearer in front of him, kept coming closer to David. He looked David over and saw him that he was only a boy. That's the second thing the enemy likes to do, is belittle you. The enemy likes to belittle you in your ability. So he looked at David and saw he was only a boy, ruddy and handsome. He despised him. He said to David, "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. He said, "Come here, you son of a Bethlehem of Jesse." I'm kidding, he didn't say that.
Oh my God, I gotta go great.
He said, listen guys, he said, "Come here." And thank you, Lizzie. "And I'll give you flesh." She's just laughing over there. He says, "Come here, and I will give your flesh to the birds of the air and the beasts of the field." That's the third thing the enemy likes to do, is to provoke. Is to provoke. Goliath is calling David. He's saying, "Come here. I will feed your flesh to the birds of the air and the beasts of the field." In other words, in our time, that's like picking a fight with somebody and say, "Come over here so I can wipe your face with the floor and your mama sweep all over," and you start getting into all these your mama jokes and you don't even know why you started arguing in the first place. But that's provoking. And then you go and you want to fight the person. That's what Goliath's doing here. And you know what? Goliath was right. If David would have went, he would have lost, because Goliath is a swordsman. So David would have been fighting his battle on the enemy's terms. How many of you are fighting your battles on the enemy's terms and you don't even know it? And that's why we lose. Because you can be fighting all the right battles, but still be losing because of your approach. You can love God so much